And the goats are here. Yay! So excited. All right, so here they are. They did well on their drive. So the one with the white on her face, that's Liberty, and the other one is Honey. All right, so making yourself at home. Come on, goaties. Okay.
And the udder's soft right here.
Okay.
You're almost grabbing the udder more than you're grabbing the teeth.
Okay. All right, good morning. The girls spent their first night. Everything is going well so far. Good morning, girls. Good morning. We don't have to worry too much about them getting their heads stuck in the fence because they don't have horns. They can only really stick their head through that one that's like third up from the bottom, and they have plenty of room to get their head out. So, should be fine. All right, so I'm going to try to milk them. We'll see how this goes. All right, well, first milking session complete. I was able to milk both of them. They were kicking a little bit. Not too bad, luckily. The milk pail did spill over a few times. The process is a little rough right now, obviously, since I'm just getting started, but I'm going to be doing a few things to make the process easier. Like, for example, I'm using this iodine teat dip stuff, which is quite messy. It is a little better, I guess, than the spray. You want to put that on their teat after milking because for like 30 minutes, like the teat area is more open and susceptible to bacteria getting in there and causing mastitis. So, I don't know, I'm torn between if I'm going to use the spray or the teat dip. Maybe I'll just use the spray on the mornings that I have to work because I am still working part-time 3 days a week. And mornings are pretty hectic right now anyways, and now we're adding in a milking schedule. So I will be milking twice a day. But it went pretty well. I feel like I got enough milk out of them to at least make them comfortable for now. And like I said, it's hard to know exactly how much I got because they spilled it a couple times. But they will be getting milked later today as well. So I'll probably, as long as they don't knock it over, I'll try to like keep track of how much milk I'm getting out of them to ask Ashley if it's like a normal amount. This one, Honey, she does provide more milk than Liberty does. I think it went pretty well considering. The other thing that's a little challenging is the other goat has been jumping up either onto the milking stand or that table to eat the grain while the other one is supposed to be eating the grain for milking. So I'm going to have to figure out a solution for that. I think I'm going to have to just attach a little food bowl on the milking stand itself. But again, we're just kind of getting started and we didn't have a whole lot of time to set things up. So it is what it is, but I think it went pretty well. What do you think, honey? What do you think? Did it go pretty well? Did I do a good job? So milking last night did not go well. Both goats keep trying to jump up on the milking stand at the same time, and I was able to milk the first one a little bit, but I didn't get much milk out that time. And then when it was the other one's turn to get milked, she didn't really care about the grain anymore because she already got some. So she was basically just kicking the entire time. I need to get one of those straps for their legs. What Nick is doing though is kind of making me like just a milking area inside their enclosure. So we're just using like a gazebo for now, and we're just putting a small fence around it so I can just bring one goat in here at a time, and hopefully that'll make things go a little more smoothly. What you doing, honey? You gonna let me milk you today? Hmm? Gonna let me milk you today? You wanna get milked? Alright, so milking went a little bit better this morning. I did have Nick in here to help me, but he also made me like a little milking area for the goats. So when I'm in there with one goat, the other goat can't jump in there and steal the food and cause a ruckus. So that's what we have for now. It's just the like gazebo pop-up tent thing, and then we have just like a fence going around it. So it definitely went better today. I was worried that they would be like engorged because I didn't get a lot out last night, but they actually were okay. I'm learning that Liberty, which is the one with the white spots, she's actually a little easier to milk. I don't know if it's just because she doesn't produce as much or if her teats are like a little longer or something than Honey's. I haven't figured it out, but Honey is a little more challenging to milk. I think it's just because she had more babies, so she's just producing more, so you know her udder is like more firm. But anyways, it went pretty well. I just brought in some hay. Oh, Ginger, jeez. I thought Socks would maybe want to go for a ride. They do like to jump in sometimes. You going for a ride? He's thinking about it. There he goes. Well, that didn't last long.
I watched it.
There you go. Good job. You getting it? I am here with the pigs. For those of you who are new, this one is Gizmo and that one is Petunia. So Gizmo is a purebred Kuni and Petunia, she is half and half. So she is half Kuni and half Juliana, which is a potbelly pig. So they do get along pretty well, except at feeding time. They like to fight each other for the food, which of course they get the same amount. But as soon as Petunia is done eating her food, she goes over and tries to steal Gizmo's food. So we're hoping at some point that they will breed. I don't believe she is pregnant right now. I have seen him trying, but I think he's just a little like too short still, if you know what I mean. He is still a little smaller than she is. So I don't know, we'll see if we'll have piglets or not. I am going to be expanding their wallow. I didn't do a very good job of digging it out, so the water just kind of pools on one side. But in my defense, the day that I was trying to dig it out, they were both literally laying in it. It's in one of my past videos. If you didn't see it and you want to check it out, it was pretty funny. Gizmo was like basically sitting on the shovel. So I will be digging that out. I might just have Nick come in here with the tractor. It'll probably be easier. He's currently in the next town over. This man that used to raise cattle, he got out of the business years ago and they're selling all the fencing. And I reached out and said, hey, if you're wanting to let it go for not a crazy price, like let me know, because we're just getting started around here, you know, we're on a budget. So just for $200, we're getting a ton of fencing and an extra roll and like these big wooden posts. So it's a really good deal. So Nick is over there right now with a friend from work and they are starting to dismantle it. So it's very exciting. You could probably see like the size comparison when he was just standing behind her. So, but he's just about a year old. In a couple weeks or so, it's his birthday. And our farm dog Ginger will be having a birthday too in the month of May. She will be 1. Well, we're getting ready for some bad weather that's coming tonight. I'm getting the goats all set up. Nick is probably going to screw this in later, but just in case it got windy before he came home. Unfortunately, this piece of plywood is kind of like bowed, but I was able to like tack it in place in the corners, and then I stuffed it with some hay. And I just threw a few oak leaves in here for Honey to come and check it out. So hopefully they'll be okay in here. We might be getting some hail. There's Liberty. Some pretty bad storm systems are going through like Illinois right now. So our bad weather is supposed to be between like 10 and 3 overnight. So I'm hoping that it won't be too bad. But I did what I could to get the animals prepared. I did move the little chickens from their small coop. It's already kind of at a slant a little bit anyways, and their little coop door broke. So like if it fell over, they would just be loose. So I put them in like a big size crate with some hay inside the like sturdy run that's attached to our other chicken coop, and put the bunnies on top of them, and I secured them with some zip ties. I bought another tarp on my way home from work today, so there won't be hopefully a lot of wind getting onto like the chickens and the bunnies. So I'm hoping everything's gonna be all right.